Hi lovely reception children, it's Miss Swan here, ready for some maths with you. So we are moving on with our maths learning to another type of measure. So last week we were learning all about height. This week we are going to be learning about a different type of measure called length. Length. So length is quite similar to height. There are some things that you might spot, you might see, but there are some new star words. So when we're talking about length, we are talking about how long something is. So I'm going to do my action, how long. Can you show me how long? Fantastic. So length is a measure of how long something is. An object could be a thing or could be somebody like a person or an animal. So we've got some new star words because we are learning something new. So let's get ready, get them in our heads. So we have got measure, length, short, long. Let me just check. I want to get my star words the right way round. Longer, shorter, longest, shortest. Now, that's why I was just checking my star words, because height and length, they're both types of measure. They've got some of the star words that are the same. So you might have heard short, shorter, shortest. We use those star words when we're talking about height, okay, when we're looking at how tall. So we can use the same star words, those three, to talk about length, how long something is as well. So keep them in your head, because there are some things that are similar, almost the same. So we need to pay real attention to check we're using those words in the right way. Okay, now when we're talking about length, how long something is, we need to make sure that the things we're looking at are this way round. Now that's called horizontal, okay, this way, okay, so they're going along. Okay, so make sure the things that you're looking at, if you're going to be describing length, are this way round, okay? Because if they're this way round, remember that was our learning from last week, that's height, okay? So today we're learning about length. How long? How long? So there are two key questions that we are looking at. We want to know, how can we describe the length of something? So we're going to be using our star words today of short, long. We're going to be using those star words to describe objects, deciding, is it short, is it long? And then we're going to have a look at how do we know? Can we measure it and find out how long something is? Okay, so the length of something. Brilliant. So I had a look around my house. I'm always busy having a think about which objects I can talk about. So I found this. I'm going to show you this first. I found this sharpener. So I use this sharpener to sharpen my pencils. Okay, now I'm careful putting it this way. Remember, we're not doing things this way because that is a different measure. That's height. We're talking about length today, how long. So making sure our objects are like this. Okay, so I've got my sharpener. Now, I need to decide, is the sharpener short or is it long? So when I'm looking at my objects, I'm looking from one side. We normally start at the left side and we go along it until the end of the object, so to the right side, okay? So if I look here, I can say that the sharpener is short. Can you say that? The sharpener is short. Fantastic. So I had a look. By looking, I can see that there's not very much of this object to go from this left side all the way to the end. It's not very much of it. So I can say that because the material, the object doesn't go very far along or across, I can say that it's short. Okay, the sharpener is short. Lovely. So I'm going to look at another object now. I'm going to do, oh, I know what I'm at now. Now, I can't actually move this. Can you see here? This is my desk. Now, my desk, I'm just going to show you. I've got quite a lot of things on my desk. Let me make sure they're all in the right. So here, you can see this is the edge of my desk. I've got all my school stuff next to me. Now here, I can go from the left side along all the way to the edge of my desk, to the end of my desk. Sorry, it's quite hard for me to show you with my phone, okay? So I can say, you can see how long it takes me to go to the other side of the desk. I need to describe my desk. So this bit here, let me put it down so you can see. I can say that the desk is long. The desk is long. And I know that the desk is long because to get from one side, to get from the left side of the desk to the other side, the right side of the desk, that takes me quite a long time. There's a lot of that thing to go across or along. Okay, so I can describe the desk as long. The desk is long. Desk is another word for table. Okay, so I've got those two as well. So I can look at my sharpener, my desk, and when we're doing short and long, we're just looking at one object at a time. So remember, we will go on later in the week to compare, but it's really important that first of all we understand just looking at one object at a time. Okay, so I had to go drawing some of my pictures to show you as well, because it's quite hard for me to show you long things on my phone camera. So I had a little look. So length, it goes all the way from one side to the other. One side of the object, the left side to the right side. Now, if we have a look here, I drew a picture of a fly. So I try my best with my drawing. So my fly, I can say, how can I describe the length of the fly? How long is the fly? Is the fly short or is the fly long? So I'm going to have a look and I can see actually it doesn't go that far along. So from its head to from the left side of its body to the right side of its body to the back of its body, it doesn't go along or across very much. So I can say the fly is short. Fantastic. The fly is short. The fly is short. So we use short if the object, the thing or the person is not very long. Okay, so I've got the fly is short. Now if I have a look here, it's a snake. Now if I have a look at the snake by itself, okay, I'm going to look from this side. So from, oh yeah, his tongue's out there. So I start from there, from the left side all the way along, from the left side to the right side, from the tongue to the end of his body. I can see that, yeah, it goes quite a long way. It takes up all that space. So I can say the snake is long. The snake is long. Lovely. And I'm going to go back to my action. Long, when we're talking about length, we're looking at it this way. Fantastic. Okay, so now I know if I can do by looking, I can talk about different objects. I can say I know that the fly is short because it doesn't take up very much space to go from this side, the left side to the right side. All of that of the fly doesn't take very long. It's not very much of it, so I can say it's short. The snake, it's a lot longer, that's what we're talking about. So it's got more of its body, there is more of it there to get from the left side to the right, so it takes a long time. When I look at the snake like an animal in real life, I would describe it as long. But now we're going to see if we can do some fantastic measuring, so really trying to deepen our understanding. How long is something? So now I can tell by looking, I want to know, how can I develop my answer? How can I make my explanation even better, extend my sentences? So I'm going to have a look at something different. I'm going to have a look at my pencil. Okay, so now I've got my pencil and I can describe it. So I can say the pencil is short. The pencil is short. So I can go from, let me hold it this way around. I can go from this side to this side, and it doesn't take me very long to go from the tip of the pencil all the way to the rubber. So all the way along, it doesn't take me very long. There's not actually that much of it. So I can say the pencil is short. Now, if I want to know how short the pencil is, I'm going to use my non-standard units of measure, just like we did when we were measuring height. Okay, now I was telling you before about this. This is called a ruler. Now this is something that you'll move on to in year 1. Okay, but for now in reception, it's important that we use other things just to get a bit of practice in before we start using that. So I thought, what could we use? I've been using my Lego. Now I don't have Lego in my house, so I've made these pictures, but if you've got something like Lego, Duplo, counting blocks, building blocks, anything like that, that's the same the blocks are the same size, you can use those as a measure. Okay, now I'm going to be doing it this way today because we're looking at length. Fantastic, how long something is. So I'm going to make a tower that is the same size, the same length as my object. So you can see that I've put one end of the object right close to my tower, and the other end right close to this end of the tower.